Christmas is here early. No. I'm glad to say that I posted some 2K23 footage, not that it was all that exciting, yesterday, in between me uploading this, which technically is a day late from when I would like to do it, which is the day after the show happens. WWE have changed since Crown Jewel how they upload their stuff. They no longer show on the right-hand side all the participants for that day's match. They've actually condensed it. They have a little bit less information than they used to, so it's a really good thing that I have taken my notes, which I have no shame in showing what I have done. It makes it so that no matter how much longer after I record this from actually having watched the show, I remember all the tiny little details. All right, let's go down to where the show actually starts, because the top is always going to be like the main event. They'll take a screenshot of the main event. So this was interesting for me because I never looked at it this way, the way that Carlito says things went down. So first off, I wanted to say that Kevin Owens started off the show because Corey Graves and Carmella are welcoming their first child. At least I think it's their first child. I don't keep up with how many kids people are having. So he wasn't there. So Kevin Owens was there, and I have to say, as always, it was awesome. The guy is so good at everything that he does. What a breath of fresh air. But I love Corey Graves, though. So then the LW came out to the ring, right? And that's where we've got Santos Escobar right here on the right. They all came out together, but then Carlito came out on his own momentarily after, and he basically blamed Santos for planting the brass knuckles. Now, if you remember Crown Jewel, I mean, there technically was some truth to that. I don't know who the perpetrator was, but you remember during the Logan Paul Rey Mysterio match, there was the brass knuckles from that random dude. And then Santos Escobar jumped over the railing, right? Then he grabbed the brass knuckles from the guy, and he just kind of like put them on the apron so that he could chase that person down. Even in that moment, I keep bonking my microphone. Even in that moment, I kind of overlooked into it and was thinking to myself, well, that's a little bit odd. Why would you just put that back in the ring? Like, it makes no sense. We know Rey's not going to use it. We know that Logan Paul tried to use it and did use it, and that's how he got the title, even though I'm happy with him winning the title. He's making it look like there's more to it, like it was done on purpose, like it was there from the get-go because of him. I don't know, man. But I could see why, because of what transpired after, right? Santos went completely apeshit on Rey, smacking him, slammed the stairs into his leg. It was just supposed to be me and you, not him. Referring to Carlito. Normally, back in the day, we would have seen Carlito do something like that because he was predominantly, if I remember correctly, he was always a heel. But I'm really, really enjoying this dynamic. I always knew there was going to be something going on with Santos Escobar because if you recall, originally it was supposed to be his United States Championship match, but then that fell through. Rey stepped in, then he won. So from a script and even like a real life perspective, I'm just saying, we could see how there could be a little bit of jealousies there. So that was kind of a big deal. And then due to some distractions, we had Bobby Lashley versus Carlito. Kevin Owens. Oh, that was funny. That's right. See, it's a good thing I wrote it down. So Bobby Lashley, suplexed, where you hold the guy up. He did the suplex and held up Carlito for a while. But then Carlito said the same thing. Carlito did the same thing to Bobby. He picked him up and he held him up there for a long time. And Kevin Owens is like, you see? That's what happens when you eat all those apples. Right? Because how strong he is. But a cheap shot from Montez Ford made Carlito lose because he got kicked in the side of the face. And it was just unfortunate, but at least we got to see him in a match again. He's fully on board, with WWE, which for me is just amazing. And then post-match we had, oh, that's right. See, again, good thing I took down these notes. After the match, we saw Santos Escobar just watching as the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley were getting on Carlito. And that's when Rey Mysterio had to come out. Santos attacked Rey, saying it was supposed to be me and you, not Carlito. And that's where that assault started. And then Zelina Vega came out. What are you doing? And then, of course, Santos saying, you did this. You made me do this. Pretty dramatic. So it's going to be interesting to see how that comes about later. Oh, there. You can even see the snippet right here. This is where Rey is sitting on the stairs that goes up to the ring, and then Santos just kicked the stairs in. And when, was it Jackie Redmond? Jackie? One of the backstage announcers asked Santos, you know, why did you do it? Santos said he had it coming. Simple as that. Now, this was also very interesting. So it's official, Kairi Sane, who I told you before, I have no idea who she is. I mean, I know of her now. She officially joins Damage Control. And it was kind of really weird because now that we got some backstory, and again, if you click on the video, you would see this. Bayley back in June of 2020 had attacked Kairi Sane, but now in the ring, she was like, you know what? I forgive you. Let's give a hug. And then remember, Bayley used to give a hug to everybody. She's like, I don't do that anymore. And it was just really interesting because they're like, oh, you're the leader of Damage Control, and we want to take some of the pressure off of you. So I don't know. I'm just saying something funky is going on there. And I am now intrigued to see what's going to happen there. And while they're having their little wonderful moment, Bianca came out saying, I don't forgive Damage Control for what they did. And then Charlotte and Asuka came out, which was interesting because Asuka stole the belt essentially from Bianca. But I guess we kind of forgot about that. Now, Dragon Lee defeats Cedric Alexander. This was simply a wonderful, amazing match from both of these wrestling superstars. This had the E in WWE. It was just great, plain and simple. I mean, there's really not much else to talk about. And it's like I said before, too. In my videos that I do with these highlight recaps, I spend most of my time talking about all the weird, not weird, but all like the little details that I thought was entertaining or gave me a chuckle more so than, like I said, the actual match inside the ring. I usually don't have too much to say about those. I mean, what is there to say? Am I going to do a play-by-play commentary like Michael Cole? No, I'm not. It was great. Like, I mean, wow. I wish we could see more of Cedric Alexander. He used to be with Shelton Benjamin, if I remember, in their tag team. They were a great team. But Dragon Lee, man, I really, really, really feel like he really is the luchador future, as Rey Mysterio says. Now, moving on. That's right, LA Knight came out. That's right, he was talking about what happened at Crown Jewel, saying I'm not going to make any excuses for what happened. I'm not done with the bloodline. And the crowd was chanting, it's okay, it's okay. You know what I mean? That was like really cool because they're really behind LA Knight. LA Knight, I love him. He's just got that character to him. Like I said, really, really enjoy it. It's kind of weird because I didn't notice. Well, it's not maybe that I didn't notice. It just didn't go, oh, yeah. I never looked at him and thought Stone Cold or The Rock. But I kind of do see, and this is not an insult, I do kind of see a little bit, you know, how people say he's a bit of a blend. But his promos, his moves, just everything about him, it still makes him very much a unique individual. So he's got some inspirations from those two, whatever. But it was really nice to see the crowd being behind him because, like I said, I really like him. But he doesn't shake hands. Like I said, it's kind of funny because every superstar is a little bit different. You'll have like Bobby Lashley, who's like a heel. Well, maybe not so much now, but up until recently, shaking hands with people in the crowd. Same thing with Logan Paul. But then you'll have an actual face never touch hands with the crowd. Just a little thing. Yeah, I'd be up for that. I'd be high-fiving people if they wanted to high-five me. I mean, that'll never happen. I'm just saying if it did. right? Just little details that I pay attention to people's entrances. He's very laser focused, and he just comes in. He's like, LA Knight. Doesn't even look at the crowd. Gives him a... I'm not criticizing him. I'm just making that observation. Yeah, so he said that, and then Grayson Waller came out, and LA Knight ripped into Waller. Really, really said some stuff that was like freaking hilarious. Just basically saying, like, you look like a creeper. Are you sure you're allowed, 50 feet from a school? Like, just like almost some like PG-13 shit. I was like, oh shit. I was like, this is good. It was good. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. So from an in-ring performance, the Dragon Lee Cedric Alexander was probably one of the highlights of the night for me. One of them. And then for just like a non-wrestling moment, this for me had it. And then backstage, I mean, not much happened backstage, but whatever. So that's what happened with that. And then basically Grayson Waller and Austin Theory had their match. And, sorry. Yeah, Grayson Waller and Austin Theory came out. That's right, sorry. And then they were taunting KO, who technically couldn't do anything. But before I get into that, I'm still half asleep here. So the match, by the way, was great. Okay? It was great. And LA Knight, I think, yes. I almost forgot. Yeah, so LA Knight won his match, by the way, and it was great. I mean, it was my bicep, it's getting up there. It was awesome. I really, really enjoyed it. But it was after the match that was really cool. Because at that point, they were picking on KO, like I said, who was doing commentary at ringside. And it's like, well, all right, looks like I'm getting suspended. And he just went and he just walloped the two of them upside the head. And it was great. Just takes off his headset and he's like, that's it. And backstage, we see Jimmy Uso in a weird bit of a promo calling out LA Knight. And then in the middle, he ends up talking to Roman Reigns. Oh, okay. Whatever. That was it. He's just like, you're not done with the bloodline? Whatever. So moving forward, is there going to be a story there? Is John Cena coming back? Because I still can't get over that. You got to give John Cena... How can you put somebody over? They're saying that he really put Solo Sikoa over and LA Knight, which he did, but how can you do that for so long when you haven't won a match in half a decade? I'm just being real from like a story perspective. Those are some perfect teeth. I want those teeth. And in that moment, it looks like she has none. Asuka. Yeah, so there was a 6-woman tag match. This was really good in the beginning until the whole thing went goosey, went sideways. Asuka frickin' sprayed Bianca. Shocker. Because that happened before. And then Charlotte was left on her own. So yeah, they defeated her. And then as you could see, all of them standing tall. Asuka. But it says here, Damage Control and Asuka beat down Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair and Shotzi. Because Shotzi came out to try to help. But yeah, she didn't do anything. Now, whether or not she joined Damage Control, I don't know. Remember, Damage Control and Asuka. Didn't say Asuka joins Damage Control. It was just in that moment. But we do know that Kairi Sane is officially part of Damage Control. So I think it would be cool if Asuka joined. It's like a huge faction right there. Whereas in the very beginning, we had, who was that person that joined? I can't remember now. Way over my head. That joined. Whatever. So yeah, I don't know if they joined or not. I don't know. And if Trish is going to come back at some point, I think she's still under... Oh, there. Yeah, I think it was just Kairi Sane, sorry, that joined Damage Control. Yeah, so that part was official, sorry. But anything with Asuka, I'm not too sure about. I'll just have to tune in and see. Because they have a big history, Kairi Sane and Asuka, from my understanding. Yeah, and they used to be a tag team as well, I believe. Yeah, a lot of history there, some of it of which I'm not familiar with, like I said, because I don't watch NXT. No, I just don't have time. So that's it for this video. As always, If you liked it, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. It does greatly help support the channel with the algorithm. If you didn't like it, thumbs down. We bend it in half, we twist it, and we break off a solo Sokoa Samoan spike in your derriere. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, I mean, naturally, that'd be great. But if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care. Maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. And I'm hoping to start pumping out more videos, not just 2K23 Universe. Excuse me, Universe mode. Just random stories and stuff like that that I come across, things on Reddit, just sharing my thoughts. They're not worth any more than anybody else's thoughts. But hey, actually they might be, because most people don't YouTube their thoughts on wrestling, and I make $25 a month on this channel. So there it is. That's my worth. I'm worth, $20. That's US, by the way, like 18 or 19 US dollars. I wish it was 25 US dollars, because then that'd be more like 33 or $34 Canadian. All right, whatever. It's still pipsqueak money. Hopefully someday I'll make close to what I make on my main channel. That would be banger. Take care. See some of you perhaps in the next one. Bye for now.